Hey you guys again. Hope you're doing well. Um, yeah, the last time I spoke to you guys would have been last week, but for me it was the 14th of January, which we're on the 2nd of February now, and yeah, it's been a short time, about 16 days or something, and yeah, I thought just kind of what I was thinking of doing was doing a video where I was talking about a lot of the stuff I've learned from project management. But the project management course, I don't feel like I maybe even have time to necessarily do that, because the project management course is just it's fairly full on. But I thought I'd give you guys a little update to how things are going. So, oh yeah, as you can see as well from last time, the whole screen's flipped, and that's because I guess it will flip every now and then, but this is how I see myself, whereas that on previous videos, how you've seen me is actually the reality. Yeah. But this is how I see myself. So you're not really seeing reality. You're not seeing, or rather, you're not seeing what you would have seen if you were sat where my webcam is. You're actually seeing the flip side of it right now. Um, but that's because I like my image better this way. But so, what's been going on then? Well, the project management course, I've been doing that for 16 more days than I last reported. And it's fairly full on. I feel like I kind of get this like anxious feeling at the back of my kind of here, and not so much in my gut, but kind of almost like in the bit in between, like like kind of like here. That's where I get like an anxious feeling. Um, is there anything else? Yeah, and I get that feeling because I just don't really like. I keep on thinking that all the revision I'm doing for it isn't really going to help me in the actual test, and so I'm kind of just like I feel like I'm almost wasting time. So I'm kind of in that position where I don't really feel that what I'm doing is really that helpful. Oh, oh, I just realised it's got like that. Yeah, you got this thing going on. Maybe there's a way that I can turn that off because that's a bit distracting. Uh, just do that. Still here. Well, I don't think I can do that. Is that? I don't know. I think you're just gonna have to put up with that just for a short moment. That's weird though. Is there any way I can turn that off? I don't know. You might just be stuck with this. Uh, yeah, you might just be stuck with having this. That's quite funny. Oh well. Um. Anyway, so yeah, I kind of feel like I'm wasting my time when I'm doing stuff, but it's like I can't think of any other way of being able to get through this thing at the moment. So the one I'm telling myself as like in a way to try and resolve it is just to think like I will have enough time to properly revise for the actual exam at the end of it. I've just got to kind of do this almost slightly kind of pointless bit here, just to get through this next stage because essentially I need to pass an exam, but I don't think the exam's really that good. It's like a kind of practice exam that they set us on the course in order to then see that I'm good enough to do the actual exam. And I think also like there's if I pass this one, then there's like maybe two more that I need to do, and then I'll then be on a project. And essentially, I feel like I just want to like speed through everything as fast as possible so that I have enough time towards the end to be able to revise, so I can like pass the exam the best. maybe that's not a good strat. Maybe I should be more patient. But I guess just at the moment I'm just feeling a bit anxious about it. Um, which is, well, yeah, it's probably not the best place to approach it all from. Um, but I don't think maybe if I was as anxious as I am, that I would do a better job at. Um, I don't think I'd do a better job at like organizing this. I think I'd kind of stick to the same routine even if I wasn't as anxious as I am now. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe it would be different. But yeah, so at least how it goes according to the two shotgun cartridges. At the moment, I'm doing the project management, and we're just keeping on doing that day in day out. I've also adopted the Pomodoro method, which I think is actually really working. Where I also asked like some people I knew, and they said, why don't you just treat it like it's like a kind of a yeah, like it's I don't know if I spoke about this in the last time, but yeah, they said, why don't you just treat it like though it's a day job, so it's like 8 hours a day, and then you have the weekends off. And I was just feeling like I didn't know if that'd be productive enough, but essentially I think I've come up with a good way I think of doing it, where I do wake up 3 hours in the morning, and I break that up with the Pomodoro method, where I do 35 minutes and then 10 minutes, and then 35 minutes and then 10 minutes, and then 35 minutes and then 10 minutes. And like I keep on flipping it back. I do that 4 times, I think, and it comes to 3 hours, I think. And then from there, I then also do, and then I then have my breakfast, shower, maybe go for a walk if I actually use my time effectively, move the mouse out of the way. Um, and then, don't know what else. What else? What else goes on? Yeah, and then come back, do another 3 hours, and then have the weekend, like the evenings off. I'm recording. You're in it.
Was I already in it?
Yeah, but they didn't see your face. They only saw your High School Musical, thing. I should probably close the door. What's the second thing I've been up to? The second thing I've been up to is driving, and I've got back into it. I've done a couple of more lessons. Um, haven't been on a motorway yet. I've started also. It's probably bad timing on my part, but I've also started doing a lot more of the kind of theory questions. I downloaded the theory 4-in-1 app thing, and then I've just been like when I've been bored, when I've been on like the toilet or something, I just do like the 10 questions. Kind of do it like how I used to do Duolingo. Yeah, just getting that in the right place. What else? What else I've been doing? I don't recommend doing what I'm doing because I'd recommend like I would recommend. Well, okay, if you're in my position now, I'd probably say try and get your try and get your theory done as soon as possible, because then that you can only do your practice once you've done the theory, right? I think that's the case. If you're in the UK, obviously. Um, yeah. Also, I kind of like how strict the UK driving rules are, because it actually means that hopefully you're gonna have not bad drivers on the road. I don't know actually. I haven't looked at any statistics about how good we are compared to other countries, but I can imagine we are better than other countries if we have a stricter kind of system. So that's kind of some kind of like I quite like that actually. What else? What else is going on? Um, I've met up with my friends a couple of times. That's been nice. I've noticed that I kind of really wanted to, that looks like a Hitler moustache, doesn't it, or something? Fuck's sake. I've noticed that. There we go. No, I can just use my arm as a boom, and then I could zoom in and look like I'm like a proper podcaster or something. Um, what else? Don't know if this looks worse. I think this looks okay. You got a fucking like square around my face anyway, so what difference does it make much? Um, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but meeting up my friends, I noticed that like yeah, I really wanted to start meeting up my friends more because of how much I've been kind of just doing this in isolation. Um, which I think is a really good point about how like if you really focus on one thing, this is when the challenge is when it starts coming in where you start having other temptations. You start going, oh, maybe I should actually start like prioritizing this thing over that thing, and it's really only because like it's only because you've just been deprived of it for a very short time. But I think that's what I'm feeling at the moment. With like it'd be nice if I could see my friends more. It'd be nice if I could go outside more or something like that. But I've just got to remind myself that this is this season, and maybe there's other people that can balance their life out more, but I don't think I'm one of those people that can really do that. So I much rather work in seasons and then balance out in the long term, rather than try and do it all in one go. Maybe there's some people that it works for, but it doesn't work for me, or at least the ways I've tried haven't worked. And I think it's going all right how it is now. So I don't think I need to change it much. We'll see if we need to change in the future, but you know how it is. I'd really say the Pomodoro method's really working, and I think that like, yeah, I think it just because you have those breaks, it actually really helps you like fuel forward. That's at least what I'm finding at the moment. It's really helpful for me. What else? Like sure, it'd be nice if I could like be some kind of I don't know person who sits down and works for like 6 hours straight and has unlimited focus and stuff, but I'm just not there. And I may never be there. I may be there, but at least at the moment, this is a good position that I'm in at the moment with that. What else? Yes, the Pomodoro methods have been really helpful. Been really meaning that I can actually get a lot of work done. Yeah, I started seeing a chiropractor because this chair is terrible. My back is terrible, and I've been slouching. But he's a really nice guy. I've almost wanted to like befriend him as well because he just seems like a kind of positive guy. We seem like we get on. Yeah, I will actually do that. I'll go and ask him if he wants to be my friend because he seems like a nice guy, and that's a key element to challenge yourself when when you're feeling scared about something. That's where you can make growth, and that's where you can become a better, fuller person who can move more dynamically and with greater ease if you just keep on challenging yourself like this. So if I bring it closer, then it really shrinks it down. If I bring it out like this, but no, I've got to have the tiny box around my head because that's what picks up the mic best. What else? Dunno. I think that's about it really. So physically haven't done too much. Same old, but back is improving because of chiropractors. Socially haven't done too much, but been more comfortable with the social setting. Mentally, actually, to be honest, mentally I was struggling, and you know how I like to keep it real with you. Well, I don't know if you know that, but I like to try and keep it real in these videos, and I think that I've noticed that I have probably like an addiction to or yeah, maybe I have had an addiction to like pornography in the past, and that was actually something that in the last couple of weeks like really came to kind of like, yeah, I guess like scare me in a way. Um, and I don't want to be like ruled by those kind of like, you don't want to be you don't want to be in an addiction. You don't want to be in a position where you feel compelled to do something and you don't want to do it and you feel compelled to do it anyway. And so yeah, I'm gonna get help for that as well. Gonna try and see if I can go to counselling sessions. Anything else which I feel really good about, like that I can move forward in it. And hopefully it just means that I have a better understanding about my kind of own sexuality and like ability to like kind of just live freely without having like those kind of impulses. What else? Been thinking a lot about the creative things I want to make. Um, been thinking about them, but just because I've been thinking about them doesn't necessarily mean that I've been like not doing them. There's a right time for everything, and I think I realized that actually it's really effective for me just to like write something. Like I'll keep a note of something, and then I'll then like go and do something else, and then eventually you then you make another note about something, and then it just pops up in your head. You're like, oh crap, that other thing that I was thinking about, and then you expand on it, and then you leave it for another while, and then it's actually like it's like thoughts plus time lead to great thoughts, and it's effective. I've watched a couple of those. Like there's Vicky Zhao, I think, on YouTube. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but she was talking about, and other people you use like Obsidian and stuff. She was talking about how amazing it is to see like her ideas as though they're like vegetables in like a garden, and how if you just leave them there and you just like till them and like you make sure that you recognize that they're actually there, then they can really grow on their own, and you can just be so happy with like seeing how your ideas are generated. She uses Obsidian just for like ideas, whereas I use it more to structure my life, and she was recommending not to do that, but I'm finding at the moment that it isn't like causing me much issue. I If anything, I record most of my thoughts now just on my notes page on my phone, which structurally isn't very good because it isn't very good to transfer things over, but it's working for the time being. So we'll see if there needs to be any infrastructural changes to that in the future. So physically, socially, mentally, financially, we're still on the £12.50 a week between the two of us, but we're managing pretty well. And yeah, relationships wise, I think just getting better and better. Um, yeah, don't know. I think that's about it really. But yeah, so can't think of anything else. But yeah, don't know. Yeah, I guess maybe forecasts now for the future. Well, gonna keep on doing the project management stuff. Um, gonna keep on, yeah, just get that done. I probably should start doing a lot more of my theory-based stuff to be able to get the driving, because driving will definitely be an essential part of me getting a job. At the moment, I'm kind of just hoping that they'll accept me, and like I'll I'll somehow figure out a way to get there. Like maybe take Ubers like every day until I get my driving license. Financially, yeah, I guess like financially for the future, there's a lot of things this year that kind of we want to do, and we we need like £20,000 more than, so it's like 21,000 and something pounds more than we'll actually get to be able to do everything we need to do. Um, so that's kind of a disaster which it will slowly unfold over the rest of the year. it isn't anything bad. Like it isn't like we're gonna go homeless or anything like that. It's just holidays. People want us to go on to like money for like us to go through legal things, what like getting priority, like essentially like slowly getting her a citizenship of the UK, getting married, doing the prenups, getting the actual marriage done and done. Yeah, so like there's really no issue. It would just be that we'll just go throughout the year, kind of going like, oh, actually no, we don't have enough money to do that thing that we really wanted to do. So it would be kind of like a little mini disaster that unfolds, but well, that's life. Um, Socially for the rest of the year, don't know. Think it'll be all right. Yeah, think it's okay. Then I don't really have anything to say about that. Physically, I'm looking forward to being able to get into the gym and go back again. I think I'm gonna focus far more on mobility and flexibility from now on, because I don't really need muscles. Like I need strength. I don't need it, but I would want strength, and I want to be able to one day like defend myself. And I think maybe I'll feel more confident actually, particularly around like men as well. I think I will. I think I may feel more confident if I can learn to like defend myself, and if also I like focus on like gaining more social skills as well. Like I'll probably just read like how to win friends and influence people. Like, well, I was gonna say like 5 more times or something, but I've only read it like half of it once, and realistically, with the amount of things I want to read, it it may not be that I'd read it 5 times or something. I might not even read it this year, but we'll see. And mentally, I think it's going to be a good year. I think we're going to do okay. I've been writing out loads of things about like the future and planning it out and stuff, and I think that brings me a lot of kind of security. And I think mentally at the moment, obviously, I'm really stressed out and stuff, but I think that even now, I'm still being able to find ways to cope. I only worry that I'll be stressed out when I'm in the project management job. Um, but at the end of the day, like it may only be a couple of, it might even be like a year in my whole life, like probably an 80th of my whole life, and then I'll move on to another thing, and I've acquired skills to go and do something better. Um, Anything else? Socially, physically, financially, yep. Financially, as you've just heard, it's going to be like it might be a bit of a falling apart, but it's fine. Like it's actually like I'm someone who's very like kind of conservative and cautious about these types of things. So like I know that if it's falling apart and but like it's under my watch, it's gonna be kind of like it just kind of like kind of pathetic, but kind of funny, but kind of like okay, like in the end, kind of failure and like a falling apart of it. But there's still groundwork. Like the groundwork is secure, so it's just kind of like a couple of plans fall through, and then we come up with a better structure next year, basically. Um, yeah, I don't know. I probably don't need to say anymore. It's probably already been too long, but yeah, I don't know. See you guys next time.